This is why Western Australia's iron ore depends on China so much. Mixture of rocks and minerals from which metallic iron can be extracted, iron ore is a major business in Western Australia, which exported in 2023 892 million tons of the mineral, more than double the second largest of Brazil. As reported in the November issue of the Australian Mining Review newspaper, China is the world's largest iron ore importer, with the country importing nearly 1.12 billion tons in 2023, or around 76% of the world's supply for that year. With 5 mines, 4 processing hubs, and 2 port facilities, BHP's Western Australia iron ore business achieved record production of 255 million tons last year, with a medium-term target of over 305 million tons annually. In 2023, China led global steel production, contributing a substantial 1 billion tons out of the total 1.89 billion tons produced worldwide. More about the subject in the November 2024 issue of the Australian Mining Review newspaper. Environmentalists really hate this place. This is why. The Belchatow coal mine is a gigantic open-pit operation located in Lodz, Poland. Opened in 1981, the lignite mine, which sits on a crazy amount of reserves, is the largest open-cast operation in Poland and one of Europe's most important mines. Owned by Polish Energy Group, the oversized coal mine is made of 2 operating pits, Belchatow and Sherkow. The Greenfield project feeds the adjacent Belchatow power plant, known to be more than 5 times the size of an average European power plant. More than 300 meters in depth, the Belchatow mine produces an average of 40 million tons of brown coal per year. Total reserves are estimated at about 1 billion tons, with recoverable reserves estimated at 570 million tons. About 6 square miles in size, the entire Belchatow operation, which includes the power plant, employs up to 4,500 workers. Constantly facing protest from environmentalists, the lignite operation is set to run until 2040. So what is the hourly fuel consumption of Caterpillar's 4 largest machines? Introduced to market in 2008 and designed to replace the R model, the D11T is given with an average fuel consumption between 23 and 30 gallons per hour. At full load, the D11T dozer will need 36.4 gallons to keep going. Replaced by the 995, the 530,000-pound 994K loader has a medium fuel consumption set at 46 gallons per hour. Running at full load, the 3516E engine will require up to 56.4 gallons. Absolute king in the open-pit mining world, the Caterpillar 797F is given with a medium hourly fuel consumption of 56 gallons. Running at max capacity, the giant off-highway truck will consume no less than 70 gallons per hour. Caterpillar's current largest offering in the hydraulic mining excavator segment, the almighty 6060, requires 67 gallons per hour in medium load conditions and a little bit above the 80-gallon mark when running at full load, the equivalent of 300 liters. These are the largest excavators in the world. Formerly known as a Demag product, the Komatsu PC8000 has an operating weight between 752 and 773 tons. The machine is powered by 2 engines rated at 2,010 horsepower each. The Liebherr 9800 weighs up to 810 tons or 1.78 million pounds. It can be mounted with a bucket able to move up to 47.5 cubic meters of material in one scoop, or 61.5 cubic yards. Number 2 in this list is the gigantic Hitachi EX8000, tipping the scales at 825 metric tons or 1.85 million pounds. However, this giant will move a little bit less dirt than the Liebherr with only 43 cubic meters of bucket capacity. Even though discontinued a few years ago, the Caterpillar 6090 FS remains the largest excavator/hydraulic shovel ever, with a weight of 1,000 metric tons, a bucket of 52 cubic meters, and 4,500 horsepower. These are the craziest bulldozers ever. Even though it never officially pushed any dirt, the Italian-made ACO Super Dozer is the largest and most powerful tracked bulldozer ever made, with a weight of 183 tons and a power output rated at 1,350 horsepower. Built in the late 1970s by manufacturer Balderson for Russell & Sons, the big dude was an enormous Caterpillar D9G dozer outfitted with a colossal 40-foot blade, engineered specifically for reclaiming spoil piles in Kansas coal mines. If that's not enough, make it double. And so was born the Double Dude, this time with a 48-foot blade fitted on a pair of Cat D9H dozers, set at about a 45-degree angle and designed to push up to 14,000 cubic yards of dirt per hour. It's unlikely we'll ever see anything as crazy as Marvin Heemeyer's creation, who built in about 18 months of pure war machine out of a Komatsu dozer and who decided, on June 4, 2004, to take his piece of art for a little ride in the streets of Granby, Colorado. Try to guess how many units of this machine were sold over 30 years. In 1986, Liebherr launched the R984, a 100-ton machine first powered by a 586 horsepower Cummins diesel engine, using either a 10.5 cubic yard backhoe bucket or an 11.8 cubic yard front shovel. Mainly used for operations in open pit mines and quarries as designed, the now legendary piece of iron manufactured in Liebherr's Colmar factory quickly met an outstanding success on the market, and later inherited the pretty accurate nickname of the Swiss Army knife. The 984 was upgraded to the B version in 1996, this time weighing in at 112 tons, with a power output increased to 680 horsepower and bucket sizes up to 13.75 cubic yards for shovel versions. In 2002, Liebherr introduced the C version of the highly acclaimed machine. It remained in production until May 2016, when the last R984 came off the production line after over 1,100 units were manufactured. Guess how much it cost to rent a Cat 657E? Introduced to market in 1984, the Caterpillar 657E replaced the 657B as it maintained the largest scraper in production status. Way gone, you can still rent a 657E for your project, but how much does that even cost? According to Iron Finders, a heavy equipment rental company based in California, renting a Caterpillar 657E scraper for one day will cost you $1,400, and we're talking bare rental rates, meaning it excludes pretty much everything you can think of. But why renting it for a day only, when you can have it for a week? In this case, still according to Iron Finders, a weekly rental rate for a Cat 657E is set at $7,000. But things get a little more weird when it comes to monthly rates. With a price set at $28,000 for a monthly rental, keeping the 44 cubic yard Caterpillar 657 longer won't give you a better rate, as the weekly amount is simply applied 4 times. Like Kevin Kisner once said, "This ain't no hobby." These are the 4 types of coal from worst to best. Known as brown coal, lignite has the lowest carbon content, comprised between 25 and 35% and high moisture, resulting in a lower heating value. Lignite is typically used for power generation near mining sites, as it's less economical to transport. Largely found in the Powder River Basin in Wyoming, sub-bituminous coal contains up to 45% of carbon and is primarily used as a fuel for steam electric power generation. Sub-bituminous coal typically has a sulfur content less than 1% by weight. Bituminous coal is by far the most abundant and widely used type. It has high heating potential and is commonly used in electricity generation, steel production, and as an industrial fuel. It comes in both thermal and metallurgical grades. Anthracite is the highest grade coal with the highest carbon content and the fewest impurities. Largely found in Pennsylvania, it burns cleaner and hotter than other types, making it ideal for heating. It has a shiny, hard surface and is primarily used in industrial and residential heating.